Hello everyone, in today's video I thought we'd do something a little different and introduce this really neat free add-on that was actually brought to my attention on one of our recent live streams, and that is the We Love VFR. So let's go ahead and take a look at exactly what this is. So basically what we have is somebody took the time to go ahead and find all those antennas and power plants and all sorts of other good stuff like that, and anything that had like a distinctive, like a chimney or any of those things, and basically brought them into Flight Sim using OpenStreetMap information. Now the reason I think this is so great is, other than the fact that it's free, is it finally adds that critical component to a lot of VFR flights, which is giving you the ability to actually identify specific landmarks. So there's two different regions for this. I'll go ahead and pop the little graphic up here. You have Region 2, which is all kind of the Western Hemisphere. We have Region 1, which is all Europe and Africa. And Region 3 is currently in development, which will be super exciting when that finally does come out. But one of the things I love about it, like I said, is it creates this all dynamically with very little change to the actual performance of the game. I mean, you get stuff like this, which is just, oh, I love those things, you know? And again, there's not a lot going on here. It basically just improves what already exists. One of the cool things that he did with it, or they did with it, I should never judge, is the fact they split it between a version that has actual particle animations as well as a version that will have things like no particles in order to save a little bit of performance. So to show you how cool this is, again, I'll have a link to this down below for those of you who want to scoop this thing up. It's a teeny tiny file. Like, it's really impressive with what they could do with it. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to fly out of Groton here. This is in southern Connecticut. Hey, know what you fly, right? And we're going to be heading basically due west in this general direction. The reason why is there's a nuclear power plant right here. And we're actually going to go ahead and take a look at it and see kind of, are those things like we expected to? After doing that, we're going to go ahead and bring ourselves right up to the north where we have this really nice set of giant radio antennas that are 1,511 feet tall. So we're definitely actually not tall. They're going to be above the ground. So for this flight today, we're going to be sporting none other than this is the Diamond 40 TDI. The reason I opted for this plane today is because this one actually you could not fly in the United States. There is no FAA equivalent version of this, which you can basically safely operate because of, I'm sure, emissions and safety and things like that. But again, it's all different. So we're going to go ahead and take off, and like I said, we're basically going to pull ourselves due west here, give this thing a tug, and we're airborne. Now, the reason I chose the Diamond, other than the fact you'd never be able to actually operate this version of the Diamond in this country, is because of the fact the visibility on this thing is great. So when we do cruise over in just a second, we'll be able to see exactly what we're looking for. All right, so I see one of the antennas right off my nose. You can see that right there. And then we're going to kind of swing gently this way and see what other cool VFR sites that we can lay our eyes upon here. So again, about 273 is going to put us right about there. Stick my head up, and again, the visibility of this aircraft is tremendously good, which is exactly why I chose it for this purpose today. So we're going to go ahead and break some rules here, and we're going to go, of course, fly way too low than we're supposed to. First thing I notice, right over here on my right, if you take a quick little look, you can see these smokestacks over that very large factory, which is chilling right there. That was not originally in Flight Sim. We've also got that little teeny tiny tower, if you look right at my 12 o'clock. And if you go over to the right, you can actually see that gigantic set of towers, that antenna right there, that's poking out of the top of that mountain. But like I said, what I'm more interested in is taking a short flight over to the nuclear power plant and seeing if there's anything distinctive that we can see about it. One of the things worth mentioning about this one is installation on this is super duper easy. All you're going to do is you're going to download the files, take the folder that's inside the little compressed zip file there, and you drag it into your community folder. As soon as you do that, that's it. There's nothing else you have to do. It works immediately. There we go, 12 o'clock. So if you take a look, that is the Millstone Nuclear Power Plant. And one of the things I love is you actually look at the top of the little power plant there, that chimney. It is actually a real animated particle effect. Now, the thing I'm most curious about, of course, is if you crank up the wind, is it going to make the particle effect kind of shift around? So I don't know, I'm pretty tempted. So we're going to try that out real fast. Prepare for performance drops. It won't be that bad. Let's grab this one. We have a 3-knot wind. Let's crank that sucker up to a little more of a freshening breeze here. And if you take a look at that, you'll notice my little smoke now is angling into the wind correctly. That is, oh my gosh, what an amazing detail that is. It's actually being basically blown around, as weird as that sounds. So you can see that they took the time to even bring that in for those of us who are trying to concentrate on flying. Again, one of the great techniques you can do to identify wind direction is by seeing something that gets blown in the wings, such as a flag, or in this case, that nice little smokestack there. Like I said, what a really nice detail. Again, that's a nuclear power plant down there. It's not going to have the distinctive cooling tower because of the technique that it uses. All right, the next waypoint we wanted to try to find, although I'm getting a kick out of the fact that it also has these little tiny towers here, is we're going to go ahead and bring ourselves basically up to the north here and see if we can spot that very tall antenna. And like I said, one of the greatest things about this is in the real world, those antennas are really, really that tall. So it makes it that much simpler to identify where you are. And I can see right off my 12 o'clock there, that's that. Ready, set, cheat. You gotta love the slew button. Now, I wish they had one of these options in the real world as well, because, man, it would make some of these longer flights a little less tedious. There we are. Whoa! We're here. Check this out. That is amazing. That's literally, like, look at the size of this thing. And remember, it's about 200 feet up, about 1,500 feet high. So what it'll do is I'll hold the nose up just a little bit, pick up a little bit of altitude, kind of get a little bit co-level here, and we'll see how nice of a job they did with that. And I'm at 1,500 feet. Amazing. So I can do some turns around a point now, but I'm terrified just given the incredible size of that particular tower. So hopefully you found this video interesting. Like I said, they didn't ask me to make this video. I just said, this is so cool. It'd be awesome if we could share it with people so that others would also have the ability to kind of again, improve your VFR flying a little bit. And they have this right now for 2/3 of the entire planet, which is incredible. Other than that, enjoy.